Okay guys, so if you're in the members area, click on domain name and you should be in this section. So the domain name registrar that I recommend is a company called Namecheap. There's various companies out there. So what registering a domain name is, it's exactly like if you have a car, you have to register it. So in Victoria, we have Vic Roads. If you're in America, you've got the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicle and Bureau. I think that's what they're called. But basically, it has to be registered somewhere, and that's no different to a domain name. It has to be registered for it to be for it to show up. So there are hundreds of companies out there, and some are good, some are bad, some are cheap, some are expensive, and I've gone through quite a number of them, and I've recently, well, in the last several months, I've used these guys for registering a couple of my domains, and they seem to be good. The reason why they're good is they're very large company, and they've been around for a long time. They're also cheap in the fact that they are not only cheap in the first year, but on an ongoing basis. Most companies will give you a special deal the first year, and then they sting you every year after that. So I'll be bringing a lot more of my domains that I have with another company to Namecheap. The second thing that they give is a first year. They give domain privacy. So this is usually about $10 value. You're getting that free of charge. So what this is when you're registering a domain, your name and number and address, contact details are normally visible to the public. So if someone types in a domain name and you want to find out who it is, it's not too hard to find that out. The trouble is you get a whole lot of marketers calling you, and other website guys from abroad calling you, and it is a hassle. So to have that privacy for the first year is awesome, especially because you don't have to pay for it. So to get started, you can click here, and while that loads up, what I'll do is, so if you've got a local business, you probably have a good idea of what you want your local business to be named, right? But if you don't, if you've got another sort of business where it's an online business and you're trying to brainstorm some names, this site is actually quite a good service for brainstorming names. So you can go look if you want sort of search engine optimization based domain names. Say, let's say I want to set up a website about dogs. Let's see what comes up. So sort of it gives you ideas, and it comes up as not available or available. The dog niche is a very popular niche, so I doubt we're going to get any availabilities, but this is just a good idea. If you wanted to brainstorm some, you can play around with this and I'll generate it, and then that way you can just copy that in here and come up with a domain name. So registering domain name, you would just type your business name, say Sam's Fish and Chips, and you go enter. So like I mentioned in the intro video, if it's a local business, I encourage you to get a local geographically based domain name. So for example, if this is an Australian domain name, you try and get .com.au. So with one other thing I should mention is, so with .com.au domain names, you actually have to register that for 2 years, right? It's not 1 year. They make you do for 2 years. So this would end up being about $30, right? But that's not too bad. So this is available, and if I wanted to, I can just go add to cart, press next, and you would be done.